Welcome, Ute fans, to another episode of The Extra Point. I'm joined with Mr. Cal Beck.
That's right.
And Mr. Jordan Wynn. Remember, Ute fans, this episode is brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by UteFans.net, the original home for Ute fans. So, let's talk Weber State. Recap. Slow start. Cal Beck, what do you think?
Is it really a slow start, or are we just spoiled as a fan base expecting explosive chunk plays all of the time, especially in the first series, like we saw in the opening Florida play? I don't think it's a slow start, although there are some frustrations that have been expressed as such. You look at a new quarterback coming in, trying to establish himself as a starter, getting in the flow of things, getting all of the snaps. Nate Johnson ended up with a 54 quarterback ranking, which is not bad, and he was a great game manager. But when you run the ball twice as much as you throw the ball, you're not going to have those big, humongous chunk plays, especially when Jackson goes down with a twisted ankle in the first series. Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of plagued the team for a while. You know, I go back to even when I played, we were notorious slow starters, and I don't know if it's any one thing. I do think, to Cal's point, taking care of the football, right, that's the game plan. That's the plan to win. Cal's plan to win, that is rule number 2. Rule number 1 is play great defense. Rule number 2 is take care of the football. So I think in this conference, with starting conference play, like, we probably need to start a little faster on offense. Will we? I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
And is it a matter of not putting anything on film for the conference play? Because the Bruins come into town with trying to paint a humongous target on our back. Why do we have such a big target? Because we are the 2-time defending conference champions, possibly third. We're going for our third straight. So everybody wants to take a bite out of the Utah bus, and we've got momentum. But unfortunately, I believe UCLA leaves empty-mouthed with chipped teeth.
So let's talk UCLA. Jordan, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, the big question is Cam going to play?
Yeah.
That's all we're hearing about from any fan on any social media site all week about Utah football. Does Cam play? What happens? What are your takeaways?
Is this getting produced before the game? Will this be out live? So my prediction will be before the game.
Tomorrow morning.
Before the game, 8 a.m.
I don't think he plays, if I'm being honest. I don't think we see him tomorrow. Again, I don't have any inside sources. I don't think he plays, though. But
I would take that bet over the over-under.
Yeah. I still think they get it done. I think UCLA has a young quarterback who's played really well at a really high level, but coming in
a very high level. Quarterback ranking of 250, number 10 in the country.
Yeah.
As a freshman.
But he's 18.
But it was like NC Central and
East Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
San Diego State.
Directional schools.
North Carolina Coastal, East Carolina, and San Diego State. Nothing but respect.
Directional schools are just, it is like, he hasn't played this defense in Utah. He's 18. He has never seen anything like it. I personally don't think he has a great day. Now, they can run the football. They can do other things. I'm actually their defense is really good. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. I actually think their defense is pretty solid. So I see a really low-scoring game tomorrow.
Their defense does put up some stats or does stop the run. I want to say that they are ranked number 13 in the country in run defense, but their pass defense is number 7 in the league. Overall, their defense is ranked 124th. And I'm not saying that they don't have stars and athletes to make some great plays. Let me check out his name really quick because I don't want to butcher it. But they have a defensive lineman, Laiatu Latu is his name. He was the NCAA Comeback Player of the Year last year, transferred from Washington, had 10.5 sacks last year, has 4 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 forced turnover fumble this year. He will give our offensive line, and I know that they're planning for him. There are bright spots on UCLA's defense, but their secondary is questionable at best. And that's a great opportunity for us to get some chunk plays and explosive plays down the field.
So, Jordan, what do you think the offense needs to do tomorrow to win the game?
The plan to win is the plan to win. Take care of the football. I think the defense is really good. One of the better defenses we've seen, which is scary to think about. But I think it remains the same. Take care of the football. Try and manufacture some shots, keep us happy in the stands with a shot or two, but take care of the football, run the football well, convert on third down. I'm a walking cliche when it comes to offense because that wins games. Like, that is proven.
No, it doesn't.
To win games. Like, you take care of the football, you win on third down, you score touchdowns in the red zone, you're going to win the football game.
Interestingly put, because I remember watching a bowl game or partaking in one where defense and special teams totally outshine the offense, and yet the victory still came. I'm not saying UCLA isn't going to give us some trouble, but there's one thing that Utah defenses love eating up more than the volume of the fans in Rice-Eccles Stadium, and that is freshman frappe. This guy is going to be running for his life if our keys to success are our defensive line getting more pressure. They have, UCLA, the number 8 rushing offense in the country. They have 3 players that average 8 yards per carry. They do get yards, but like you said, against whom?
Yeah.
And this is their first real test in our house.
Yeah.
Agent Steve Smith was quoted earlier this week saying that the fans in Rice-Eccles Stadium are like gremlins at night. It's a totally different experience, and other fans and other teams experience it firsthand. I have a feeling that the gremlins get exposed to daylight tomorrow, and the fans are alive, and this freshman looks a lot at the clouds.
I believe Luther Ellis was also quoted as saying that to win the game tomorrow, Utah has to stop the run.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and the stats say that. And like I said last week, it was a chance for our defense to do some spit and polish, and now it's time to see how shiny the chrome is on the wheels of our defense. We're going to have a lot of people hopefully coming back on that front line because Whittingham's very tight-lipped on who's ready to go and who's not, their game-time decisions. But in the end, it's time for our defense to show the league what we can do.
Yeah.
Did you know that top 4 passing offenses in the country are in the Pac-12, and UCLA is not one of them? Yeah. Number 5, Colorado State. So we do have some challenges ahead of us in the air specifically, and I'm glad for that because our corners have been giving up some long balls. They did against Florida, they did against Baylor, but tomorrow's another opportunity for them to be cohesive as a squad and for specifically Battle and Vaughn to make some plays, climb that ladder, and create those turnovers.
And I believe we have some special guests, Cal.
Oh, absolutely. You all hear our analysts, but let's get some fans' perspective on who you think is going to win tomorrow.
Go Utah! Go Utah! Here we go, Utes!
Hey, you fans, we'll be right back after a message from our partner, the Crimson Collective.
Straight from the Hawk's mouth.
It's a community coming together to support University of Utah student athletes. It's our town, it's our team.
Crimson Collective, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Crimson Collective, our town, our team.
Welcome back to the show, you fans. We're joined by our very special guest, Mr. Devonte Christopher, number 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
One of my favorite players. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Happy to be back in the city. I don't make it back too often, but it's good to be back. Yeah.
Do you still get chills when you walk in the stadium?
This is my first time walking up here, so this is a little different. I like it. I always like it, man. It's a good feeling always coming back here, for sure.
So let's cut right to the chase. You were recruited to play at Utah as a quarterback. You played on the scout team in 2008, and then you made the transition to wide receiver.
Correct.
Tell us about that process.
If you look to your right, that's the process. Yeah, let's be honest right here.
I was waiting. We had to go for it on him. I was like, this will be an interesting. This is gonna be.
There's the process right there. This guy came in that year.
Oh man.
I think we had also got Terrence Kane, who was off like JUCO Player of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah, he was good.
Yes.
And obviously, Coach Brown was like, we got these 2 dudes, let's see what you can do at receiver. But when I look back at it, it was probably in my best interest at the time, though. But it was a tough transition. I wasn't for it in the beginning. I think that was a well-known fact.
Man.
Yeah.
That was a good. I was waiting for the answer when we had the question pre-production. I was like, "Oh, this would be fun." D. Chris could sling it. Don't forget about that. I remember doing P-Flex in spring. Me, you, Corbin, and TK. And I was like, okay, he could throw it. He can run. This might be a little tough.
Even in our little quarterback games, on the Fridays and the things and all that, I was a couple throwing it 70 in the bucket, 65 in the bucket on the sideline. We had some times though, for sure.
Now, even as a wide receiver, you did have one attempt and one completed pass in college.
Surprised me too.
Against
only one for one.
Right? Against UCLA of all teams, right?
Right. What's the passer rating on that?
Perfect.
It's just probably about 102, maybe for 30, 40-yard gainer. And it was a back shoulder. Let's be honest.
Don't forget.
I seen the backer running right along the side. And Travis Wilson, he actually can catch. Well, we seen that. He's a good athlete. So, it's okay. I'll live my time, but it's all right.
Well, and you were a phenomenal athlete himself. You were Gatorade Player of the Year in Nevada. For you all at home.
We say, if you're from Nevada, we say Nevada.
So making the transition probably wasn't that difficult of it because you had the athletic skills. You were a 5-star athlete. I wanted to ask you, is stars overrated for players, especially in today's game?
Stars are not overrated if you get paid for recruiting. So if you get the top recruiting class and you get paid, the star power is there. But to really answer your question in a non-joking manner, no, it does not matter. When it comes down to it, the players that you bring in, if it's a good program like we got here, it take care of itself. So it's more so about the program that you get into, and that's why getting to a good university around a good coaching staff and things of that nature is very important. Because you see now with this transfer portal,
Transfer agency.
Listen, it is crazy. When I hear about
the high school kids aren't even going to get recruited anymore.
Yeah, they say maybe like 4.
There's no reason.
Let somebody else develop them. We'll go take them.
I think the craziest quote that I heard is that they say, like, back when we were getting recruited, like, we would interview the coaches. We would be like, hey, what do your school have to offer?
Yeah.
Now it's the other way around. Now the universities are recruiting the players through the portal. Like, hey, let me show you what do you believe, like this. So it's a totally different ball game. But no, stars don't matter. It's coming in here and playing, because I know some guys, as you know, we have here walk-ons that end up turning out to be NFL stars. So it's about the program for sure.
So as a fan, and I know we were talking about this before the cameras were rolling, but your 3 biggest receptions in your career. I can name one: 2011 Georgia Tech Sun Bowl, 4th and 18.
4th and 18, huge.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the 4th and 18.
Yeah. Let's see. Should I keep guessing?
Go ahead. You right. That's one.
All right.
That's one.
You're one
You
for
right
one.
You
Same
one for
quarterback
one.
rating as him in college.
You right for one, right? Easy. I'm sensitive about that.
Okay. What about 4th and 10 against USC 2011?
4th and 10. That's up there.
We didn't win that game.
That's up there. I know which play you're talking about. That's up there.
That's
but
when they
I
called
would
it
put
back.
that-
They said you're short.
I was short, but they reviewed it and
they
get the
fixed it.
first
They
down.
fixed it.
Review it now.
Fix it.
That's up there.
Okay, I can throw out a good one, a connection between you and Jordan that's pretty popular amongst Ute fans. 2010, Utah versus BYU. Jordan Wynn,
underthrown, go ball
Devonte Christopher.
on my shoulder in the cold.
Listen. Ask Jordan what happened right before the.
Yeah, what
If
happened?
you watch the play, I'm the last one to line up for a reason. I hadn't had a pass thrown to me all day, and I probably just had enough. So when they called the play, I think we had just got a turnover, right?
Yep.
And so we trying to, we thinking big play. So I hear the play calling, they break the huddle, and I stand there. I look him dead, and I say, "Throw me the ball."
He said, "Throw it." He
Throw
said,
it, just throw it. And I
He said, "Throw it." And I was like, "All right."
He's like, all right. So, like, I took off on the line. I knew he was about to throw it. So it was just a matter of, like, let me,
You made it happen because it was a bad throw.
It's all
You tipped
good,
it.
man.
That was an incredible catch.
Luckily, he was,
'Cause
5'8".
That was yes. I remember when you were like, "Throw it," and I was like, "Okay, I'll throw it." He's 5'8". We
throw
got
it.
it.
Just
We got it.
throw it up there,
Yeah.
please. Give me a shot. And then
Yeah.
you did. So, hey, the rest is history. We came back, BYU. What we won? What we up? 8 in a row?
Well,
we
it was,
lost?
9 and
9,
10?
10.
Lost
10 in a row.
10 in a row?
Yeah.
That was a tough one for me, that game, because I got benched. And then they bring me back.
And they bring you
Yeah.
back. I was gonna say.
There's some emotions about
Hey,
that one.
cause we're gonna figure it out. If you ain't getting that, not him. Or you don't want to get that, go back to him.
Yeah.
No, cause with is a little different. I had my fair. Boy, I had a couple moments.
So we have 2 receptions. We need a third. I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it. What is it?
My first catch ever for sure was memorable, and it was with Jordan. We was playing TCU, and I think it was. I'm trying to remember what happened, but I think David Reed couldn't find his helmet or.
Well, I might have got him killed because I got him killed in the middle of that game. I remember.
Or was he might have been hurt for a play?
Might have got.
But they was like, somebody get in there. And I'm helmet strapped and ready.
Yeah.
I run out on the field. They like, hey, I'm like, got it. And I run out on the field. They call the play and everything. And we run like a stem route, 15-yard comeback. So I came back on the
and
route.
I scrambled.
He scrambled. As soon as I see him scramble, I turn right back up the field.
That's right.
Went up the field. It's like a 30-some yard
Yes,
game.
that was your first catch? I remember.
My first catch.
Bro, I remember that.
Yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
was my first catch, and it was against TCU, and I think that was only one that year.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. That was
it
a
was
good
a
play.
fun-
I remember
no,
that
no, it was
play.
a
We
good
had some
play.
good connection, man. The 2010 pit slant Viper cover 0.
Colorado State.
Colorado State.
70. We got a couple.
We had some good ones, man. We had some good times.
Message for sure, man. That's my guy. That's definitely. Even with a couple episodes, in Vegas.
So, Devontae, tell us a little bit about your life after football.
Yeah, life after ball has been, I would say it's been a challenge, but I feel like I did a good job preparing myself, and I got a good family and people around me. So one thing I never was worried about is, making it and figuring out how to be a provider and stuff like that, because that's all it's about at this age, right? I got a little boy that's 10. He's playing sports and stuff. So when I say that's pretty much all I do, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. But life after football has been good to me. Couple of injuries. I need a shoulder surgery, but we just, we're just gonna hold that off. I ain't doing
You don't
that.
need it now.
I don't need it. Right? That's what I'm saying. I ain't
Last
doing.
week, my shoulder popped out picking up
Man,
my
I'm not
son.
doing that, right?
I went to the doctor. He was like, "You probably need surgery." I was like, "I don't. I'm not playing anymore.
Right,
I
that's
don't."
what he said. He like, your shoulder, toes still be bothering me. Besides those things, man, life is good. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge complainer.
I can't begin to tell you as a fan how fun it was to watch you perform on the field.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite Utes of all time.
I
Great
appreciate
wide
that. I
receiver.
appreciate
One of my
that.
favorites.
But
Appreciate that, my boy.
belonged in the NFL, in my humble opinion.
I appreciate
Like
that.
we get together every time. I'm like, "Sorry, man. We
No,
both should be up there. We both should
talk
be
about
in there.
it a lot. We
both
talk
should be
about
in there.
it.
Every time I see him, I
Said,
go,
my
"Hey, man,
man
what's
is-
up?" Hey, my bad.
I know, but it's all good.
man.
Well, Devontae, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
We
No,
really
definitely.
appreciate it.
Now, hold
I
on.
appreciate
He's
it.
from the land of money.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
I guess we're not done.
The over-under is 52.
52.
That
Tomorrow?
equals out to a 28-24 score. What do you think?
Is Cam playing?
That was the first segment. What do you?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a gambling man myself. I'm a gambling man myself. I gotta let you know. So that's why if once I get the,
Yeah.
the
Nobody
perspective,
knows.
is it
Nobody
rain-
knows.
Is it raining and we getting them in the snow? We get UCLA in the snow. It's over.
Remember that? Remember that?
Oh, you already know. Did you? Yeah,
In
they was-
11.
They was in the
They came out- they
pregame.
came
I'm
out
like,
pre-
oh,
yeah.
this is finna be a
Yeah,
game.
Okay.
well done.
I don't think Cam is playing. So what do you
Okay.
take then?
Yeah.
Under, right? I would say
I'm gonna
that.
take the under.
Under.
This is,
I hate taking
defense.
unders.
We're running the same defense since 1991. I think we got a good grasp on it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it happen.
If there was being a wide receiver,
Uh-huh.
if there was one aspect of the wide receiver core that you would like to see different tomorrow, or stepped up, or improved on, what aspect is it?
I think them dudes do a good job. One thing that you got to do here to play receiver is block. If you don't block, you will not play here. You won't get the ball. None of that. So I see them dudes doing a good job blocking, which always makes me proud because that was something I prided myself on. But I do want to see them get the ball a little more less tight end. Let's dial back on the tight ends, and we could get back up on the receivers. But I know this is good tight end university here nowadays.
Man.
Running backs and tight ends. I tell everybody, you want to play. You running back tight end, you might want to go to Utah.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
You gonna get some carries. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it, fellas. Definitely. It's
Glad to
good
have
being
you on.
back home.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for a message from our sponsor, the Ken Garff University Club.
The Ken Garff University Club in Rice-Eccles Stadium is Utah's premier social club. Members enjoy incredible dining experiences, co-working spaces, exclusive member events, and fun game experiences like tailgating, pep rallies, and watch parties. Membership starts as low as $80 a month and is actively accepting new memberships. To learn more about joining this beautiful club, go to kengarfuniversityclub.com to learn more.
Welcome to Goal Line Gossip. I'm Jack Bouwmeester.
Proudly brought to you by UTFans.net. I'm here with the big man, Tommy Yassmin.
Thanks for having me, mate.
So, Tommy, how did you get noticed by Utah? What was the process of getting recruited as an Australian?
Yeah, so actually, first time I got noticed was playing schoolboys rugby. I got noticed by University of Hawaii. Came out, visited. They were doing like a exhibition game out there that year. I think against Stanford or something. And they came and watched one of my games and sort of spoke to my coach and got in touch with me. And they were doing a gridiron football like course or a crash course, basically introduction for one of the local programs there. And they asked me to come visit, and I was speaking to them, and they honestly offered me right on the spot. And then once Hawaii offered me, sort of word got passed around and started speaking to other schools, and ultimately Utah picked me up and did my visit here. Never looked back.
Why Utah? What attracted you? What attracted you to Utah?
I mean, first and foremost, like, it was a great school. Biggest thing for me was academics, and they had a really good program for what I wanted to study. And also, as a person that's never played football, being a very developmental player, it was one of the best programs in terms of developing players. And I thought it would be the best fit for me to sort of excel in that career. So, yeah. And when I came here, I mean, everyone I met, coaches, staff, teammates, everyone took me in, open arms, and it was very genuine. And yeah, I just thought this would be the best place for me to move.
Yeah, nice. So, I know you're a huge music man. What are you listening to right now?
Right now, that's tough. I'm a very situational listener, depending where I am. If I'm driving in the car, it could be anything from ABBA, Dancing Queen, Fernando, Angel Eyes is a new favorite. Yeah. It could be grime, English rap, or it could be headbangers, metal, Metallica.
Bit of Chen.
Yeah, a bit of Coach Chen music, special. So pre-game though, I'm listening to ABBA. I'm listening to old school R&B. Yeah. The classics. Try and calm me down a little bit before I get out there.
Yeah, no, nice. Okay. I kind of know this one, but do your friends from back home think you're crazy coming over to America to play football?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially coming out of high school, rugby was looking like sort of the avenue for me. And
yeah.
I mean, I never played the sport, didn't know anything about the sport, and yeah, they were looking at me like I was a bit of a kook going over. So, I mean, first couple of years it was a lot of doubt still, definitely by myself, but no, it was a great decision. But yeah, definitely got some funny looks from people, and but I mean, never looked back about it.
What was your first initial impression of America? And now, what is your impression of America?
I'm biased. Australia, there's no place like it. So
no, I agree with that.
Coming to America, especially Utah, honestly, I mean, like never having been to America and coming, Salt Lake City was my first impression of America. It was definitely a little different, culturally, and like everyone else explained the difference. Like it's hard to just explain it, but even just having conversations with people, you walk down the street, just genuine interactions with people, it's definitely a little more odd here, for sure. But yeah,
it's good seeing the family, because when your family comes over and you hear an Aussie accent, it makes you feel good. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no, it's good having another Aussie. I mean, when my parents came over, your family comes over, it's just refreshing. Yeah. Why do Australians make fun of Tasmania?
Tasmania, I feel like is, see, now I don't want to offend Americans by comparing it to something. So,
what state would you compare it to?
Oh God, some people go, I'm just going to say in general, and this is very generalization, don't come at me because I haven't been there, so I can't say anything, but I would say Tasmania is maybe what you would stereotypically associate with the South, or, Alabama, Mississippi or something. Yeah. They're very integrated with each other.
Yeah. Okay, I know a lot of the boys, including Charlie Vincent and Lander, will often try and imitate our accent.
Oh, horrendous.
It's more of a British accent.
Yeah. And I think anyone that tries to impersonate an Australian accent ends up just sounding like they're trying to do the worst English accent you've ever heard.
Yeah. Another shocker, Junior Tafuda.
Oh, Junior, I don't even know what that is. That's a mix of English, Polynesian, Irish, and something else. Great man, though. God bless him. Great guy. Means well.
It wouldn't hurt a fly.
No.
Okay, walk us through a couple of your plays last year. Obviously, you had the big yak after the Arizona State, if that's right.
Yep.
And then obviously the massive one, which brought you into the spotlight, was the Pac-12 championship. So just run us through the Pac-12 one. What were you feeling? You did the billionaire strut in the end zone.
That play is designed to get Dalton open. I'm more of a decoy runner, pull him out, and Dalton, phenomenal player. Obviously what he did to USC in the previous game, they weren't going to let him get free, so they kind of had two defenders on him, and I was just one-on-one with the safety. And I saw my opportunity. Broke it out. Still didn't really think until I turned around. I see Cam looking at me, rolls out, and just slings it. And honestly, that ball was in the air for it felt like 3 minutes. Yeah. I'm just waiting for that ball to get down. I could feel the guy on my back, and dropped in my hands, turned upfield, and I see the safety coming down, and I'm one-on-one, and I'm thinking, do I try and sidestep, go inside, go outside, and I kind of actually stumble, a bit indecisive. I stumble, and then, he's going up high, and I'm like, you know what, I'm about to fall over my feet, so I just leaned forward into him.
Yeah.
Kind of stiff-armed him, shrugged him off, and into the end zone, and I didn't even know what to feel. I blacked out. It was tunnel vision. Crowd was obviously going crazy, and then I had to do the Conor McGregor, the shot down there. So
as per.
Yeah, and I got on the sideline. Actually, I remember getting on the sideline. The camera's in my face, just because I scored, and I actually threw up on the sideline. I didn't even know what to feel. I had butterflies. I was there. I looked at the camera guy. I'm like, you might not want to get this. And I just threw up in the bin next to me. I'm Thomas Yassmin.
I'm Jack Bouwmeester.
And you're watching UFans.net.
Hey, Ute fans, thanks for tuning in for another episode of The Extra Point, brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by UFans.net, the original home for Ute fans. Check us out on all streaming platforms, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check us out on Instagram at UFansNet, and please join us for our next show next week. Go Utes.
Shave the Bruins. You ever seen a shaved bear?